300.
Yeah.
300.
I got you a gift too, Mr. Garcia.
Got him a gift.
And I got you a gift too. Yes, sir.
One at a time.
Yes, sir. So tomorrow I'm gonna knock all the happy out your ass. Just so you know.
One at a time.
You gonna fuck him up, Jesse?
Easy, big fella. One at a time. Easy, big fella.
He's not touching him. As long as he ain't touching, that's all he can talk.
I got the toys in there too. This because you playing with the wrong one. You should have never took this fight.
What kind of toys you got?
You should have never took this fight.
What kind of toys
You thought you was gonna use me as a step up? Well, you done fucked up.
I never did.
Who's
hurt? Who's hurt? Pack time, baby. Pack time.
Pack life, bro. Don't let him talk to you like that, Jesse.
Pack life.
I want to congratulate you on making weight. Thank you, sir. But I did bring a gift for you just for the simple fact of you're 7-1 and you thought it was smart to take a step up fight with me. You done fucked up.
Yes, sir.
All right, we still need you in the face-off. We still need you in the face-off.
Or we can do it tomorrow at 5.
Come get that gift. Come get that gift.
Oh, he's got something for you.
Give me that gift. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He gonna need
It's a
that.
walker from the top.
He gonna
We
need
need you over
that.
here.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, this
Yes,
is going
sir.
to be
Yes,
an
sir.
intense one. Who is the pro? Who's got to go? Is this a step up or a step down? This is not time to be a clown, but it's time to get down. It's time to put up or shut up, get down and throw down. Don't throw no punches today because you won't get paid tomorrow.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to finally get around to talking about this fighter right here because he's been on my radar for like, I don't know if it's been a year, but it's been close to a year. Like I've known about him. I've been conscious of him for like a year, but I never made a video specifically dedicated to him. I did mention it one time on a video where he fought Tremaine Williams, but it wasn't just about him, that video. But Elijah Pierce, you know, Oklahoma City's very own Elijah Pierce. Let's talk about him. The 18-2, 15 knockout, super bantamweight prospect, or not even prospect. He's past that stage. Super bantamweight contender, Elijah Pierce. I'm talking about him because, for one, I truly believe he's someone that the boxing fans should start to pay attention to. I think he's done enough to where it's time to start paying attention to him. And he's an interesting personality for the sport. As you guys saw in the beginning of this video, you saw this guy, he talks his shit, he backs it up, and he does it in an entertaining way. He brought the McDonald's Happy Meal to the weigh-in and then told his opponent, I'm gonna knock the happy out your ass. Just like that. You know, he's brought walkers to the weigh-ins. This guy's intense, and I like him. I like him a lot. Let's get you guys up to date on Elijah Pierce and his career. Now, interesting stuff with Elijah Pierce. When he turned pro actually as a lightweight. His first fight back in 2016, when his pro debut, he turned pro as a lightweight. But if you look at his career, he's balanced all around weight classes. I mean, he's boxed as high as lightweight, and he's boxed as low as what was he? Yeah, he boxed as low as damn near super flyweight. Really, really interesting stuff. I mean, look at his last 3 fights. Last 3 fights have been against all opponents that I'm aware of. Like, he fought Juan Carlos Pena, who's kind of like a journeyman fighter. I know Juan Carlos Pena because I used to go to 5th Street Gym down here in Miami, and he'd be there a lot. So I know him. He's fought, you know, Otar Arenosi and other guys around these weights. And Dominican fighter. He padded his record up real nice. When he got the fights that, you know, he probably that would have pushed his career forward, he wasn't able to win them. And Elijah Pierce was one of those fights he lost to. Elijah Pierce stopped him in 2 rounds, November of last year. The fight that really put Elijah Pierce on the map was when earlier this year in April. He took on former amateur standout and former world title challenger, and a guy that I was once very high on many years ago, whose career hasn't went the way it should have due to bad management and probably a bit of like just wear and tear from, you know, the amateurs and stuff like that. But either way, he fought Tremaine Mighty Midget Williams, and I watched that fight with a lot of intrigue because
You know, Tremaine Williams is a southpaw, very good boxer. Only loss that he ever had in his career was when he challenged for the world title against my boy, my dear friend Angelo Leo. And Angelo Leo put on a clinic in pressure fighting. He beat up Tremaine Williams so bad that Tremaine Williams trainer couldn't even pick him up off the stool in the later rounds, right? So Pierce beat him in, I would say, a closer fight than Angelo had with him, but still he beat him. That's a good win to get on your resume against a former, world title challenger. And then his last fight, which was less than a week ago from the time he's shooting this video, he fought Mike Plania. Mike Plania has been around for a number of years. Mike Plania has been, a guy around these weights that has made a name for himself. You know, he lost to Rais Salim, but he did beat Joshua Greer years ago when Joshua Greer was name was hot. He kind of actually ended the Joshua Greer hype train, and Elijah Pierce beat the brakes off him and stopped him in 3 rounds. So, very interesting career. And then Elijah Pierce also, he got kind of famous in the boxing community because he had an infamous sparring session with Gervonta Davis in which he was doing some real good work and getting the better of him. He was doing his thing. So very interesting guy. You look at his 2 losses. He's lost to 2 fighters that I'm aware of. In 2018, when he fought at 130. He fought at 130 against Giovanni Cabrera. And in that fight, Cabrera, who just fought Isaac Cruz, in that fight, he got outboxed, but I never seen the fight, so I can't comment on it, but he did lose to Giovanni Cabrera. And then he lost to Suleiman Sagawa, another, solid fighter who I remember had a really good fight with Jermaine Ortiz 3 years ago, who can punch and does some good things as well. But those fights were 4 years ago, and I'm not going to condemn Elijah Pierce for losses he had 4 years ago. He's gotten chances to redeem himself, and boy oh boy is this man redeeming himself in a major way, putting on great performances and showing the world that, hey, I am someone to pay attention to and to be reckoned with in this super bantamweight division. And he's 26 years old now. I was looking at his amateur career to see maybe who did he find in the amateurs, and he's fought some names. He fought some names in the amateurs that you will know if you're a boxing fan. So, for example, he's fought Bruce Carrington. He lost to him. He's also beaten Bruce Carrington. They're 1-1. He beat Bruce Carrington. We know Shushu Carrington, one of the best fighters, young fighters in the game right now, from Top Rank. Lost to Malik Montgomery, another good fighter. Beat Rolly in the amateurs, good win there. Michael Dutchover, another good win there. He beat South Florida's very own Antonio Bang Williams. So he's mixed it up with some names. Ruben Villa, he lost to him in a close fight, and then he also lost to Hector Tanahara. So Elijah Pierce is definitely someone to pay attention to. I feel like this man, from what I've seen him talks a lot of shit, but he backs it up in an entertaining way, in an explosive way, in a way that makes you remember him. And when you look at where he stands right now at 122, you look at some of the fighters right now where he's ranked. He's ranked number 15th in the WBO, and he's ranked number 14th in the WBC. And I think 122 is going to go through a bit of transitional phase here in the next couple of years, because you got Naoya Inoue, who has 2 of the belts. Marlon Tapales has two of the belts. More than likely, those 2 fighters are going to fight for undisputed, by the end of this year. If things go the way most people think they're going to go, Naoya Inoue will probably be victorious. He will vacate the belts. He will go up to 126, and the belts will fragment, which means that we will move into a new era of super bantamweight. So when you look towards the future of who could, maybe be a factor in these weight classes, I mean, I'm looking at guys like Elijah Pierce. I feel like he's someone to definitely pay attention to. Him, Sam Goodman, who just beat Rais Salim. I'm looking at fights with him, Sam Goodman, Rais Salim, David Picasso, Mirjan Akhmadaliev. These are the kind of fights I think when he does get to that level, when he does make that jump to the world championship level, past, right now he's a contender / fringe contender. He's barely ranked right now, but I'm looking at them kind of fights. Luis Neri, Mirjan Akhmadaliev, David Picasso, John Rio Casimiro, Sam Goodman, Rais Salim. Those kind of fights. And you know what? I don't care who he fights, to be honest with you. I think he's done more than enough to get our attention, and I'm doing what I can with my little platform to bring Elijah Pierce, you guys. That man right there, you should pay attention to him. He's got thump in both hands, and he's not people may say he's cocky and he talks a lot, but I actually don't think he's cocky. I think he's just hungry to prove his greatness to the world and knock people's lights out. And he's been doing that at a great rate, you know, to the tune of a 75% knockout ratio. So yeah, and not just that, his style. You know, I've seen him be in his fights. I've seen him be the pressure fighter. I've seen him sometimes at times be the counter puncher, and I've even seen him do a little bit of switching. So there is a bit of versatility to go with that punching power from Elijah Pierce. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. And you know, right now on BoxRec, because I gotta use a BoxRec ranking sometimes. Right now on BoxRec, he's ranked number 11. So when you look at some of the guys ranked in and around him, you know, I'm seeing guys like Rais Salim and Sam Goodman and TJ Doheny. You give me any one of them 3 fights for Elijah Pierce next, and I'd be happy. Especially if it's someone like Rais Salim, because I feel like Rais Salim with his pressure style and what he brings to the table, along with the sharp, you know, power punching out of the southpaw stance from a guy like Pierce, that'd make for a really entertaining fight. So yeah, that's what it is. Elijah Pierce, shout out to you, man. You're in the True School Sports rotation now, so I'm definitely gonna be keeping my tabs on you. Once you get in the rotation, you never come out of it. I'm always going to keep tabs on what's going on with your career. So wishing the best and looking forward to the next fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about Elijah Pierce, and who would you like to see him fight next? For me personally, I think the most realistic and a good fight for him would be Rais Salim. So I like that fight. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take it, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.